So, remember in genetics when we were trying to figure out if we ended up with, let's say, assume black hair was dominant and blonde hair was recessive, and we ended up, if we took two heterozygous parents and we had 50% of the kids being black haired and 50% being blonde haired, or 75% being black haired and 25% being blonde haired, we were able to use something called the chi-squared analysis to determine if that were true. Well, just like in genetics, with the Punnett square prediction, we also have a mathematical model here that will allow us to determine if evolution has occurred. And that mathematical model is known as the Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. It is named after the two mathematicians who put this together. And this model will allow us to determine if evolution has occurred or not occurred. The population is said to be in Hardy-Weinberg. If the population is in Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium, then it's not evolving. For a population not to evolve, the 5 conditions you see on the screen must be met, all 5. Very large population means there's little chance of genetic drift. Genetic drift will produce what you saw. We remove alleles. Emigration or immigration, that leads to gene flow, and evolution will not occur. No mutations, that means no new alleles are added. Random mating, which the word here is sexual selection, which we'll talk about next week. It means no sexual selection. And there's no natural selection. If all 5 of those are met, which if you can tell me in a natural situation where that occurs, then that means evolution is not occurring. Okay? All 5. And the model, so in a typical class, if we were together, we would go over the Hardy-Weinberg equation, we would do some calculations, but here in this situation, we're not there to help you, and for those of you who are really keen, we may put something on there for you, but for now, you just need to recognize the equation. As a matter of fact, you've seen it before, right? I'm doing P plus Q equals 1, and then when I do the square of both sides, I get P squared plus 2PQ plus Q squared equals 1. This has very little meaning to you. You can look at a slide and try to interpret it, but for us, you just need to know that Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium and Hardy-Weinberg formula is a mathematical model that allows us to determine if evolution is occurring or not occurring.